Hi everyone, it's Keely. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how I upcycled a $7.50 nightstand from my local Habitat for Humanity into an altar. So let's go. This is what it looked like before I did anything with it. I brought it straight home. This is it on the porch, ready to be sanded down and entirely redone. The price tag on the top here says $10, but it was actually 25% off, so we got it for $7.50. Which was a steal. It did have like a couple problems you can see on the back here. It had some water damage and there was a little bit of bubbling on the top of it that made it a little bit difficult to sand down. Well, obviously I'm not the one sanding it, but yeah, so this was kind of a struggle bus because Caleb was like, hey, you need to probably get a sander to do this with. And I was like, no, it's fine. I'll do it by hand. I got exactly 30 seconds into that before I went, never mind. Then the next day we went to my dad's, picked up some of his sanders. He had a variety, so I had many to choose from, and then I had Caleb sand it for me. Well, he offered, so I'm not like forcing him, but you know, I think he got excited over like redoing a piece of furniture and he was like, oh, I can help. So he graciously offered to sand this for me, so this is him doing that. But yeah, this has two drawers. It's like not ancient, but it's definitely on the older side. They're on wooden rails, so they're a little hard to pull out, but like I wasn't butthurt about it. I was going for a very specific look, which you'll see in the end, but I wanted it to kind of look antiqued, a little bit vintage. So there are all these grooves in the molding on the sides of this that if I had really dedicated myself to, I could get in there and sand it out, but I actually left some of it on purpose because I liked the extra depth it added. I also opted not to paint this because again, I had a really specific idea in mind and I wanted it to be more like a stain. So what I did was I mixed some, I think this is royal blue acrylic paint, and then just a touch of black in this like big old enamel bowl that I have. There is Clementine coming to investigate as always. Very helpful, miss. Thank you very much. I mixed it with some water and turned it into a really like loose consistency, and then you'll see in a second here I painted on like a stain and then wipe it off with paper towel, so I kind of work it into the wood, which at this point is unfinished, and I actually opted to keep it unfinished, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, water it down, and then I painted it right on the surface that we had sanded, and then I wiped it off with paper towel, so it was just a whisper of color left behind. I opted to not finish it because I didn't know if I would maybe eventually want to redo this dresser again, or if it would dull the gold paint that I'm going to put on in a little bit. On a side note, I will also be leaving all of the materials I used to make this down below. You can also see here I took off the handles. I forgot to film that part, and then I also forgot to film putting them back on. But part of the reason I picked this particular nightstand is because it had the perfect handles. Like, they were excellent for this. So yeah, I will put everything that I use down in the description box down below in case you're wondering, and everything I put in it, I will try my best to let you know where I got it. A lot of the things that I put in this dresser later I got at local stores, so it'll be kind of hard for me to link you to them, but if you're in like the Portland metro area, you should be able to like go to some of these shops and get some of these things if you're like looking for them in particular. So yeah, I had a really particular like vision in mind, and I thought I could have sworn I had seen a picture of a piece of furniture that was like this, but I tried to look for that picture again, and I swear I cannot find it anywhere. So I don't know if this was an idea that I had or what, but I feel like I saw this piece of furniture. So please, if you find a picture that looks similar to this, send it to me, because I would love to be able to credit the person that like inspired this, if that is a picture that exists. But yeah, I really wanted to be able to see the grain of the wood through it. So I was like, I could paint this, but I think it would be a much more effective technique to use it more like a stain. And again, this is the first piece of furniture I've ever redone, so this may not, I'm sure a lot of these techniques are not correct. I'm sure there are a lot of better ways to have done the things that I did. But this was the first, and I had fun doing it, and I'm happy with how it turned out. So please don't be a bone ready thrower in my comments. Thank you so much. I love you. So yeah, but I had a lot of fun doing this. This staining process was, I would say, probably easier than painting because it didn't matter so much like how even the coats were, how thick, or doing multiple coats to get it opaque, because the idea is that I wanted it to not be opaque. I wanted some of that opacity to show through so you could see the wood there. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Like, this turned out exactly how it did in my head. I will also link this gold paint down below. I was going to just get regular gold acrylic, but then I saw this in the craft section and I was like, that looks even more metallic. And it did turn out to be beautiful. I didn't get very good shots of it because I shot most of this footage in the dark, like when it was like dark out, and natural light is what really makes this like gold paint sing. But yeah, it was really metallic. It was beautiful. I was really happy with how this turned out. I think that this technique would also be really effective on darker, like navy blue paint or purple, or you could like paint clouds on this and then add the stars on top of that, or I've considered doing constellations. That would also be really pretty, I think. So you definitely have like a lot of options here, but I really wanted a place to keep my like witchy supplies and my apothecary items and some books that I have and all of that sort of stuff. And I just didn't have anywhere for it. And I've always been like a little butthurt that I don't really have anywhere in my house to set up like a proper altar. I had a little one in my windowsill for a while, but it just was getting knocked over by the cats. Like they were chewing on the candles. It was not working well for me because they wanted to sit in that windowsill to look out the window. And so finally I was like, I could buy a brand new piece of furniture to redo, but why would I do that when A, I have a pretty good chance of messing it up and then this being entirely useless, or I could go to the thrift store and have a look. So we went to my local Habitat for Humanity, and they actually, I think you would actually be surprised by how many pieces of furniture they have that this technique would work really well on. You just basically need to make sure that you're buying something that is wood, or at least has like a wood, I don't know what it's called, but like a wood overlay, kind of like where they've at least stuck down a layer of actual wood, because I considered doing the sides of these drawers here, but you can see I chose not to, and that's because that side of the drawer is laminate, so it's like particle board underneath and then fake wood laminate stuck on top of it, which at a distance looks really nice, but when you feel it you can tell that it's plastic. So I was not able to sand it down and, you know, stain it. So just be careful you're buying something that's actual wood. So yeah, before I started putting things in it, I brought this upstairs. I drew a little protection sigil on the inside, made sure to cleanse it with my incense here. I believe I used dragon's blood. I should have used frankincense. I don't know why I didn't, but I used dragon's blood here. Just gave it a good old cleanse. So yeah, you can see me doing that here, but I would advise doing this with basically any furniture you bring home, especially from a thrift shop, because you don't know like where it's been and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I stuck these drawers in. I considered lining them, but I did not actually end up having time to do that. So again, I'll link all of these things I'm putting on top of this and in it down below. This beautiful, this was actually a tarot cloth that my husband bought me from the Marigold Tarot Kickstarter, I believe, like several years ago, but I love it and it's beautiful. So but yeah, a lot of these things I got from a few metaphysical shops in Portland and in my town. And so, yeah, I will try to link those shops down below for each of these things. Some of them, like, I'm not gonna lie, I did get some of this stuff off Amazon. Some of it came from Walmart. Some was thrifted. So it was really a mishmash of places, but I will try to link all of that information for you down below if you are interested in anything that I have here, and I will do my best to help you out. Like my cauldron here was actually off Amazon, funny enough. But yeah, I'm so happy with how this turned out. Like, it was exactly what I was looking for. I would like to get some sort of poof or cushion of some sort to put in front of it so that I can sit here and work. But as of now, I have not found the right one. I would kind of like to make one, but that furniture construction is maybe like slightly out of my you know, range of expertise as of now, but it's something that's definitely on the mind. But yeah, anyway, I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you enjoy watching me fill this bad boy with all sorts of goodies. If you have any... Oh, also, side note, before I get into my full outro here, I want to just mention that people have asked me about this before, and I've never, like, not never, but I don't really openly talk about it online too much, but I do consider myself to be a Wiccan. But please don't, I don't know how to say this nicely. Please don't be critical of the things that I own or the techniques that I use here. this is just my personal space, and I'd just rather not deal with that. There's a reason for everything I do, and there's a reason for everything I have, and yeah. But if you have any questions, please leave them below, and I will do my very best to answer them, like, to the best of my abilities. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
You